There's a lot of things where it's just like, no, fire, gotta take it. Hey guys, what's up? We are in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
And we're hanging out with Andrew, and he runs Time Warp Collectibles. So let's check it out.
Let's check it out. Pumpkins. We are in this awesome room with so much memorabilia. I'm like overwhelmed. It's crazy. But what got you into collecting all of these items?
Well, it goes back a really, really long ways. I started collecting seriously when I was around 10. Really started getting into comic books pretty heavily, and then I just kind of branched out into a whole bunch of other stuff as I got older. And
That seems to happen.
yeah, it kind of got out of control. So then it went into toys and vintage movie posters, LP records, all kinds of stuff. So vintage Halloween items.
Right. Do you remember the first item that would have been like your first collectible?
I mean, I had like Mego figures, superhero figures
Yeah.
and stuff when I was a kid. So I mean, that's 74, 75, when I started getting those. So I mean, it goes back pretty far.
Yeah. Do you have any of those?
I do.
Oh wow.
I still do, yeah.
What's like one item that is just your favorite thing that you just would never give up?
Oh gosh. That's going to be a really tough question. The 77 Shogun Godzilla or the Shogun Rodan hanging from the wall. I mean, those are things that I really love. I mean, I love everything, but I mean, if I had to grab something in a fire, I'd grab those two things probably.
Right. No, I know. There's a lot of things where it's just like, no, fire, gotta take it.
Yeah.
What's one item that you like put up on the website and then it was gone like immediately?
Well, kind of like anything slasher film related.
That makes sense.
That's a really, really, really popular thing. I probably get messaged at least 3 or 4 times a week for slasher items. Jason, Freddy, Michael, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of other more obscure slasher films that people are always looking for.
Where do you find most of your items? Do you go to flea markets?
I do a lot of different things. I know a lot of people in the movie poster world, and I get a lot of stuff from all over the entire world. Flea markets, garage sales, estate sales, just like everybody else.
Sure.
Secondhand stores.
Anything you regret selling?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Any like one thing that pops in your mind?
Well, yeah, there's a few things. A couple of the items I've been able to get again because I couldn't live without them,
Mm-hmm.
so I went and got them again. Of course, I paid 3 times more than what I gotten rid of it for, but some of them I have not, and I probably never will. So, that's all right. I mean, I got enough stuff here, so I'm not.
That's kind of like the need versus want. I
Yeah.
always tell myself that when I go to like a flea market. We just went to one recently and they had a bunch of Bozo stuff, and I have this like obsession with Bozo, and they had a
Clowns
pendant.
creep me out though.
Okay.
That's one thing
But it's Bozo.
I just can't do it. Clowns are just. That's why it's kind of like a running joke like throughout a lot of the collector communities about me and Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh, I love that movie.
Absolutely hate that movie.
Really? I love it.
Hate that movie with an unbridled passion.
Oh my gosh.
Hate that film.
But they get wrapped up in cotton candy.
I
There's
know,
nothing
it's
bad.
Just can't do it. I just can't do it.
A lot of people love Halloween. I noticed that. I love Halloween. But what's one thing that just embridles everything about Halloween that you're just like, I love it so much?
Well, to me, or John Carpenter, just in general, I mean, he's just such an awesome director and writer and producer and soundtrack guy. He's just all around awesome on everything, on every level, in my opinion. But it wasn't until '78 when Carpenter came along with Halloween that it really, really cemented the idea of, a maniac on the loose.
Yeah, that fear where
Right.
you don't know.
I mean, it was kind of like, he did it with a shoestring budget, and the way that it was done and the way that it was shot. I mean, there's no blood at all in the whole film, which was just awesome to me because I mean, it's a slasher film without any blood, and it works.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't have to show like tons of gore or anything like that. And the fact that the maniac was walking and he wasn't running after
I know.
people.
I hate the running.
Which really psychologically screws you up because basically what he's saying is you can run as fast as you want and it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know?
I know.
I'm still gonna get you.
I'm just so scared of Freddy. It's like the worst fear because it's like you're sleeping and he's getting you.
Yeah.
And
You have to sleep.
Right.
So that's something that.
No, I mean Wes Craven, awesome idea. I mean,
Yeah.
it was brilliant. The thing I like most about Halloween is, you know, Freddy became more of like a jokester and stuff. You know, he was kind of like funny. You know, and if you watch Nightmare on Elm Street right now today, it's kind of dated in a way if you watch it. But if you watch Halloween from '78, outside of like the looks of the people, the film itself is really not dated. I mean, they could have shot that like last year, you know, obviously with modern looking people, but the story and everything would still be it still holds up. What's really interesting though about the horror genre is you will never find a more dedicated group of folks. I mean, it's like people that are into heavy metal. I mean, it's like you're diehard metalhead, you know, and you eat, sleep, breathe, live metal, you know. That's how people are with horror films. Now, you're not going to see that with like comedy or romance or westerns or whatever. You know, it's just not that way.
Yeah.
I mean, the genre it's the strongest genre there is.
Yeah. So was Halloween your first movie that got you into kind of horror? Or?
It actually, that's a great question because I get that asked a lot too. It's kind of funny in a way. When I was growing up, I mean, I wasn't really allowed, you know, to see like crazy stuff. You know, outside of like, you know, the Universal stuff with Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy, Wolfman, Creature. That was all fine, you know, and then I moved up to like the Toho stuff, you know, Godzilla, Gamera, that sort of thing. And I was watching that stuff as I was growing up, but I wasn't exposed to like anything up until because we didn't have like a Betamax or a VCR like when I was growing up. We just had like this little color TV that I played my Atari 2600 on, you know. And then a neighbor down the street happened to have a Betamax. And I'd spend the night over at his house because we were really good friends. And I'll never forget this. It was 1980. And he had Halloween there on Beta. And we threw it in. And, I mean, to this day, I mean, look around. I mean, are we allowed to swear at all?
Oh, yeah.
Fucked me up. Look. But that was kind of like my first intro to like what, you know, outside of like the classic stuff. And to this day, I mean, it's all still my favorite.
So yeah, where can anybody find you and buy one of these awesome things?
Well, I have various different places. First and foremost, I mean, you can find me on Facebook on Time Warp Collectibles. Or you could go to the Big Cartel site, which if you go to the Facebook page, there's a Shop Now button. You just click on that and it brings you right to the storefront. Now, the storefront doesn't have everything. It just has 300 items up right now. So, but you can always send me a message and ask me for something because I have tons and tons of stuff that's not on the website. Or you can catch me at a local convention anywhere between Chicago and Milwaukee. So.
Yeah, and we'll definitely put all of that in our description.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I mean, those are the ways to contact me. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
So guys, we had such a fun time with Andrew. Time Warp Collectibles.
We could have talked all day.
We could have talked all day. It
I
was
love stuff like
amazing. He does have a website. He said there was only 300 memorabilia items on there, so he is open to you messaging him, getting anything and everything that you want.
Do it. The links are below. The links are in the video, so go check him out. Like the Facebook page and all that. If you're liking these videos, though, like them, share them, subscribe to our channel, and all that. Hit the notification bell. You'll get notifications in your email inbox when we post new videos. Until the next collectible website video.
Well, bye.
Bye.